My phone has been ringing off the hook all week, and almost everyone is asking me the same question. Andrew, is the Guelph real estate market crashing? I get it. Sales are down. Headlines love a scary number. So today, I'm going to show you the actual July 2026 data. Not the headline, the real numbers for the City of Guelph and every township in Wellington County. And I'll tell you flat out, right now, this is not a crash. It's something very different. And if you're buying, selling, or downsizing in the next 6 months, you need to understand exactly what's happening. I'm Andrew Somerville from DNA Homes, and I have over 20 years in this market. I've sold through booms, I've sold through corrections, and I know what a real crash actually looks like. This isn't one. So let's get into why. Before we dive in, if you're new here and you're thinking about a move to Guelph, grab a free Guelph relocation guide linked in the description. It's got neighborhoods, commute times, pricing, schools, the whole picture, and it's no cost. So go get it, then let's talk about numbers. The headline number and why it's misleading. Let's start with spooking people. In July, the City of Guelph recorded 143 residential sales. That's down 14.4% from July of last year. It's also down from June's 153 sales. On its own, that number looks rough. But here's what the headlines leave out. Average sales price in Guelph came in at $756,427. That's only down 2.6% year over year. And the median price? It actually went up, $750,000, up 1.1% from July last year. Read that again. Fewer sales, prices basically holding. This is not what a crash looks like. A crash is when prices fall off a cliff because sellers panic. Nobody's panicking right now. Sellers are just being patient. What's actually happening? Inventory. So if it's not a crash, what is it? One word, inventory. Active listings in Guelph climbed to 625 units in July. That's up 28.6% year over year. That's a huge shift. A lot of sellers who sat on the sidelines during the high rate years of 2025 are listing now. More supply hit the market faster than buyers could absorb it. That pushed us up to 3.8 months of inventory. For context, anything under 2 months is typically a seller's market. Anything over 4 is leading towards a buyer's market. 3.8 puts us right in the middle. Balanced. Genuinely balanced. For the first time in years. Why buyers are being careful. The second piece of this is buyer behavior. With more homes to choose from, buyers aren't rushing into the first decent listing anymore. They're doing multiple showings, they're getting home inspections, they're actually using financing conditions, something that was nearly impossible in multiple offer situations. And even though the Bank of Canada held its policy rate at 2.25% in July, buyers are still carrying the weight of the higher borrowing costs from the last couple of years. So they're disciplined, they're deliberate, they're not desperate. That shows up in the numbers too. Homes are sitting on an average of 34 days on market in Guelph, up from 27 days a year ago. The list to sale price ratio dropped slightly to 97.5%. Translation, buyers are negotiating again, and they're winning, at least some of those negotiations. Detached versus condos, a tale of two markets. Here's a stat that matters a lot, depending on what you own and what you want to buy. Detached homes in Guelph averaged $865,000 in July, down only 2.5% year to date. Detached is holding its value. Condos and townhouses are a different story, averaging $555,340 year to date, down 6.9% from last year. Sales in that segment dropped over 10% as well. Why the gap? Elevated condo inventory and rising maintenance fees on some of the older high-rise buildings are putting real pressure on that segment. And one thing that people don't often consider is inflation has an effect on those condo fees. It costs more to cut the grass. It costs more to plow the driveway in the winter. It costs more to paint the hallways and redo carpet and whatever else a condo needs to have done. If you own a detached home, this data should give you confidence. If you're looking to buy a condo or a townhouse, this might be the best entry point we've seen in years. I'll come back to why that matters in a minute, because it connects directly to a conversation a lot of you have been asking me about. Wellington County. Not all townships are equal. Let's zoom out past the city limits because Wellington County told its own story in July. Centre Wellington, that's Elora and Fergus and the surrounding area, averaged 816,777 with 44 sales and a healthy 119 active listings. Erin came in hot on price, averaging just over 1.2 million, driven by larger estate-style properties. Though median price was actually much more approachable at 740,000. Southlands remains the county's luxury and estate corner, averaging just under 1.74 million. That includes Mini Lakes, the lakefront community out there that I've talked about before as one of the best-kept secrets for buyers priced out of the GTA waterfront, but still wanting that lifestyle. And no, they're not $1 million. They're much lower, ranging between $300,000 and $700,000. And if you want small-town value, Mapleton, Minto, and Wellington North average $592,400. By far the most accessible price point in the entire region. Same market conditions across the county. Very different price tags depending on where you look. What this means if you're buying. If you're a buyer right now, here is your moment. 3.8 months of inventory means multiple offer wars are an exception now, not the rule. You can put in financing conditions. You can get a home inspection. You can actually walk away if something doesn't feel right. You can look specifically at listings that have been sitting between 30 and 45 days or even more. Those sellers are motivated. That's where your negotiating room is. This is the most buyer-friendly Guelph has been in years. I don't say that lightly. What this means if you're selling. If you're thinking about selling this fall, then listen closely. In a balanced market, pricing has to be precise. Overprice and your listing sits. And once a listing sits for 30, 40, 50 days or more, buyers start assuming that something's wrong with it, even when there isn't. Presentation matters more too. Professional photos, minor updates, a pre-listing inspection, all of that earns its keep in a market like this. And build in realistic timelines. Average days on market is 34 right now. Plan for that. Don't panic if week one doesn't bring an offer. The downsizing opportunity. Now here's the part that I really want a lot of you to hear. If you've been following our downsizing series this year, you know I've talked a lot about Riverside Park, and it's one of the best neighborhoods in Guelph for that bungalow, low-maintenance lifestyle, and about Mini Lakes and Puslinch, an incredible waterfront alternative for downswamp the space and the water without the GTA price tag. This July data makes that conversation even more relevant. Condos and townhouse prices are down 6.9% year over year. That's genuinely one of the best windows we've seen for downsizers to buy their next place before listing their larger home that you're leaving behind. If you haven't watched that series yet, go check it out. I'm going to link it in the description below. The price gap is very real for people, and if you don't use it, you lose it. Right now, house prices of detached homes are high. Condos and one-story homes tend to be low. I've had clients that have utilized this strategy with exact preciseness, and this is a blessing in disguise, and you can do it too. So again, if you need to talk about your specific situation, there's a link below that leads directly to a Zoom call, or you can just do the old-fashioned thing and give me a phone call. What this means if you're relocating to Guelph. Last thing, and this is one for the GTA crowd, I know a good chunk of you are watching and thinking about making a move from Toronto or the 905 out to Guelph, and if that's you, this market works in your favor right now. More inventory means more choice. More negotiating room means less bidding war stress compared to what you're used to in the GTA. And Guelph's fundamentals, population growth, employment, the university, haven't gone anywhere. This is still a market with a floor underneath it. If you haven't seen our relocation series yet, go back and watch it. It walks you through neighborhoods, commute times, and exactly what your GTA dollar buys you out here. The link again is in the description below. The next 3 to 6 months. So where does it go from here? Short version, I expect this to hold steady, not deteriorate. Price floors are firm. There's no distressed selling happening. This isn't 2008. It's a healthy market correcting after years of unsustainable competition. Watch for a possible bump in inventory this fall as more sellers who've been waiting decide to list. If you're a buyer, that's more opportunity. If you're a seller, that means pricing right the first time matters more than ever heading into autumn. No, it's course correcting into something healthier for buyers and sellers alike. And after 20 years of doing this, I'd rather tell you that straight than chase you down with a scary headline for clicks. If you want to know exactly what this means for your street, your neighborhood, your next move, that's a conversation, not a YouTube comment. Grab the free relocation guide, the guide's in the description, or book a call with our team, the link's in the description too. And if you're thinking about downsizing or making a move to Guelph, go check out that series next. I'm going to make that very easy too. The link's also in the description. I'm Andrew Somerville from DNA Homes. We'll be back next month with the August numbers, and I'll see you then.